We were talking about Mooney, and I saw that picture of you. And can you tell that story?
Yeah, the first time I met Paul was I was at the Houston Improv, and he had like a little entourage with him, and I think his wife at the time was with him, and he just didn't.
But first, a friend of mine is here. You know, we prayed this morning for his brother who transcended, and this guy's been my friend 20 years, 25 years at least. We've been doing comedy together, and I was looking at his Facebook page, and Kelly was telling me about him, and he had just a nice little story about him and Paul Mooney. I want to show you this picture of him. I couldn't get it loaded, so I'm just gonna hold it up. His name is Tim Gaither, and he is my friend and a great young man. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring him on right now. Get your hands together for Tim Gaither.
What's up, buddy?
Well, my way, I bring my other people in so you get applause from all of us at one time. Come on. Yeah. My man, 100 grand. Thank you. Hey, Tim, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, buddy. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm amazing, man. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you, man, and blessings to you and your family during this time. You know, we were talking about Mooney, and I saw that picture of you. And can you tell that story?
Yeah, the first time I met Paul was I was at the Houston Improv, and he had like a little entourage with him, and I think his wife at the time was with him, and he just didn't seem like he liked me all that much. Like he didn't hardly talk to me, and I had heard like he didn't like white guys and all this stuff. So I didn't know what to think, but I knew who he was because of Richard Pryor and just, you know, I'm a comedy nerd as well as a comedian for a living. So I was a little intimidated to even be in the same room with the man. And so he didn't talk to me a whole lot. So I just didn't figure he liked me. And then I did a split week with him at the Denver Improv. And they said, Paul Mooney wants to meet the guy who's opening for him. So I walked in there thinking, well, he's gonna see me and be like, no, I don't want that guy opening for me, because I didn't think he liked me. But I walked in and he looked at me and he just goes, he'll be fine. And I was like, oh, I guess he doesn't hate me. And then we we had the week together, and every night before the shows we would meet each other downstairs before they picked us up. And every night it got earlier and earlier, and he knew how much that I respected comedy in general, and especially Richard Pryor and everything he had done, and I knew how tight they were. So he would tell me all these stories, and the one that sticks out in my mind is he told me about when Richard went on, he had that one of his specials live on the Sunset Strip.
Uh-huh.
He said that the first night they did that, Richard was way off and couldn't hardly do his thing, and it's hard to believe that Richard Pryor had those kind of nights too, but he did. And that story always stuck out of my mind. And then he was just so nice to me the whole weekend. And I told him, I was like, I thought you hated me. He's like, no, I was just with my girl at the time. And he explained it to me, and he was just so gracious and nice to me. And he was not the person that all these people had told me that he was, like, oh, he won't hardly talk to you and all that. He was great. He was one of a kind. And I think he did like 3 hours of stand-up that night at the Denver Improv.
He can go.
Yeah. I mean, he could just go for days. And it was just a learning experience to sit there and be able to watch him and know what he had done and how long he'd been around and how he had, one night I made the mistake of saying, you were one of Richard Pryor's writers. He was like, I was his only writer.
That's right. And he got it straight too, didn't
he? Yeah.
I just thought having you come on and tell your story was important, because I talked to his brother the day after he transcended, and I told you this story. And he said, that Paul had said, his brother Rudy, he said, Paul said, I want you to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Rudy took care of him in his final days. So Rudy went to make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And when he came back, Richard had transcended. So he knew how to resuscitate people. So he tried to work on him for a while the paramedics came. Then the paramedics came with 4 white guys. and they were working diligently. He said for 2 hours they worked on Richard, and they kept saying, man, we got to bring him back. We got to bring him back. This is Paul Mooney. We got to bring him back. This is Paul Mooney. And I just thought that was so amazing, because he will make fun of white, black situations and white people, but he didn't hate nobody, and he didn't hate white people. And that in his last moments, 4 white guys was trying to bring him back, talking about this is Paul Mooney, and you tell the story how you started out being nervous around him, and later you realize he's a good guy and he dug you. That's important stuff that I just want people to know, and I'm really glad you came to tell your story, man.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Now, are you okay? You good?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm hanging in there, and God will get you through anything. And
Yes, He will.
Yeah.
Yes, He will.
Well, we are praying for you and with you, brother, during this transition time.
Thank
you. Go ahead.
Condolences to you, Tim. I'm Denise, the comedian, co-hosting today. Condolences. Keep up. I've heard some great things about you, and I'm glad you had the opportunity to meet Mr. Paul Mooney. I heard he was a great guy. Condolences to him as well. Just keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Where can people find you?
I have a podcast on YouTube also. It's called The Positive Pessimist.
Wow. It's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and SoundCloud, The Positive Pessimist, Tim Gaither. I get it honestly because my mom was very positive and my dad was very negative. So my mom, we could never pay our bills, and my mom would be like, Jim, you just have to be positive. And he'd be like, oh, I'm positive. We're screwed.
You was positive about that. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to move over to my bed and plug the doggone iPad in because it's about to die. Well, brother, I love you, man. I appreciate you, man. And all of our hearts are with you, my friend. And me and you got to do comedy again together soon, please.
I would love that. Let's do it.
Well, thank you, brother. You have a magnificent, magnificent weekend. Blessings to you and your family. Come on, put your hands together. Mr. Tim Gaither, right there. Thank you, brother. Thank you for dropping in and doing this for us. That was great.
Have a great day.
Thank you, brother. That was really great. That was really pretty cool.